Well, here we are. The end of this journey. Think of all those movies where everybody kind of parts, goes their separate ways. Who knew? Who knew this is where we would be? Who knew this is where we would have made? Who knew 9 years we would have made it? A few people having dinner 9 years ago, talking about why one more church. As you saw from the slideshow, it turned into a Bible study, which turned into 2 Bible studies, which turned into a meeting in an old church in Webb City on Sunday nights. Who knew? You know, when Jesus said, "Follow me," I never knew that meant business going away, families and relationships changing. I never knew it would mean coming to Missouri from Texas. I never knew it would be planting a church. I never knew, but there's always been, in the midst of the weirdness of following Jesus, there's always been this magnificent wonder in following Jesus. And I want us, let's set our eyes on the wonder of who Jesus is and what Jesus does and what Jesus has done. There's been a lot of wins here in 9 years. There's been a lot of grace. We go to be with other family members, but that does not make us any less family. God, receive our tears, receive our thanks, receive our praise as we receive grace again today in our hour of need. Holy Spirit, make us loud. Make us thankful. Guard our hearts with grace as we come before your table to remember grace. And all God's people say, amen. But it has been a privilege and honor to walk with you through tears, through trials, through tragedy, through life, to pray with your newborn babies, to visit hospitals, gravesides. Everything pales in comparison to that, towards loving you and walking with you in the love of Christ. So we reached the end of this journey, but I just wanted to remind us today that it is the beginning of many more. In my years of following Jesus, this is what I can promise you. If this is the first time you've ever had to die to follow Him, it will not be the last. That if this is the first time you're experiencing something like this, and you really press in and follow Jesus, it will not be the last. But let's know this. Romans 8 says, we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. I don't know His purpose for you or me even next week, but I know that it's good. Jeremiah 29, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And then Isaiah 55 has been a prayer of mine in the last month. He says this, seek the Lord while He may be found, call upon Him while He is near. Let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord that He may have compassion on him, and to our God, for He will abundantly pardon. If you don't know the Lord, today would be a day to surrender the fight. God has grace, pardon, forgiveness, and freedom for you.
I wanted to share with you a short but powerful and familiar Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters, and He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That is my own prayer for my own heart, because it's difficult to believe right now. I struggle with the future and what that means, not just for me and my family, but for you guys who have come to mean so much to us. And so, but even in the midst of the pain, God calls us to rejoice. That we are Christians by definition, are people that rejoice in death, in the death of our own sin, in the death of Jesus on the cross, because He broke the power of that sin in our own lives, in the death of ourselves daily. We are called to rejoice in that death. Oh death, where is your victory? Oh death, where is your sting? That we, among all the people of the world that mourn and fear death, that Christians are called to embrace the pain and to rejoice even in the sorrow.
This is not the end. This is the beginning of much more. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that the power of the Holy Spirit, in Him, you may abound.